Confidence is magnetic. When you walk into a room, the energy you carry speaks before you even say a word. Being unapologetically yourself is about embracing who you are, flaws and all, without seeking validation from others. It means standing tall in your uniqueness, knowing that there's no one else like you in this world. People don't miss someone who blends in, they miss the ones who stand out, who make an impact, and who leave an unforgettable impression. The truth is, when you try to fit into a mold or be what someone else wants you to be, you lose the essence of what makes you special. Think about the people you admire the most. They are the ones who own their individuality with confidence. Priyanka Chopra herself has always been vocal about never letting anyone else define her. Whether it was breaking into Bollywood without industry connections or making a mark in Hollywood despite people doubting her, she never apologized for being ambitious, strong, and fierce. And that's the kind of attitude that makes people miss you when you're not around. You have to realize that the most attractive thing about you is your authenticity. In a world where so many people try to conform, standing firm in who you are is rare and powerful. When you're unapologetically yourself, you bring a sense of certainty, security, and energy that others find irresistible. They don't just like you, they admire you, and admiration lingers in people's minds long after you're gone. Now, being yourself doesn't mean being arrogant or refusing to grow. It means understanding your values, knowing what you stand for, and not changing yourself just to please others. It's about embracing your quirks, your imperfections, and your unique way of thinking. When you love yourself fully, you don't crave approval because you already know your worth. And here's the thing, when people see that you don't need them to validate you, they start craving your presence even more. Think about a person who walks into a room with effortless confidence, a warm smile, and a presence that makes people turn their heads. They don't try too hard. They don't seek attention. They own their space. That's what being unapologetically yourself looks like. It's about being comfortable in your own skin, expressing yourself freely, and living without fear of judgment. When you do that, people remember you. They miss your energy when you're not around. They replay your words in their minds and wonder what you're doing when you're not with them. Another key aspect of this is never diminishing your light for someone else's comfort. Too often, people try to tone down their personalities, their ambitions, or their dreams because they fear being too much for others. But the right people will never think you're too much. They will be drawn to your fire, not intimidated by it. And those who can't handle it, let them go. When you refuse to shrink yourself, you attract those who truly appreciate you. Also, remember that not everyone will understand or like the real you, and that's okay. The goal isn't to be liked by everyone. The goal is to be authentic and let the right people gravitate toward you. When you are true to yourself, you naturally filter out the ones who don't align with your energy, and you make space for those who genuinely value you. And trust me, those people will miss you when you're not around because they know they can't find another you. Being unapologetically yourself is not just about confidence, it's about freedom. It's about living life on your terms and not letting the fear of judgment hold you back. When you embody this mindset, you become unforgettable. You create a presence that lingers in people's thoughts long after you've left the room. And that, my friends, is how you make someone miss you like crazy. Life is too big, too vast, and too full of possibilities to revolve around just one person. The most powerful way to make someone miss you like crazy is to build a life so full, so vibrant, and so exciting that your presence is magnetic. When your world is rich with purpose, passion, and experiences, people are naturally drawn to you. They don't just see you as someone they know, they see you as someone they want to be around. The key is to focus on yourself, not in a selfish way, but in a way that prioritizes your growth, dreams, and happiness. People often make the mistake of centering their entire existence around one relationship, one person, or one attachment. When you do that, you become predictable, overly available, and over time, less intriguing. But when you have your own dreams, your own goals, and a vision for your life that excites you, you create an energy that is impossible to ignore. Think about the people you admire. Are they sitting around waiting for someone to call or text them? No, they are out there living their best lives, chasing their passions, and making an impact. That's what makes them unforgettable. When you are busy becoming the best version of yourself, you naturally create an aura of mystery, ambition, and excitement. People start wondering what you're doing, who you're meeting, and what adventures you're embarking on. That curiosity makes them think about you even more. One of the most attractive things in the world is ambition. When you have goals, whether they're professional, creative, personal, or even travel-related, you radiate a different kind of energy. People respect those who are driven. They admire those who are constantly evolving. And when they see you moving forward, growing and thriving, they want to be a part of your journey. They don't just miss you, they crave being in your orbit because your life is exciting and excitement is contagious. Now, let's talk about independence. Having your own life means not depending on someone else for happiness. It means finding joy in your own company, in your passions, in your friendships, and in the things that light your soul on fire. When you cultivate a life that is fulfilling on its own, you become someone people don't just want, they need in their lives. They realize that you are not someone who waits around, you are someone who moves forward, who inspires, and who thrives with or without them. That kind of energy makes people miss you even before you leave. Another important aspect of this is experiences. The more experiences you have, whether it's traveling to new places, learning new skills, or simply trying out different hobbies, the more interesting you become. When you're constantly evolving, you always have new stories, new perspectives, and new energy to bring into any interaction. And guess what? People miss what they can't easily replace. A person who is growing and experiencing life at full volume is rare. They stand out. And when they're not around, their absence is deeply felt. Also, building a life bigger than any one person means investing in meaningful relationships beyond just romance. Friendships, family, mentorships, and even professional connections all add depth to your world. When you nurture these relationships, you create a support system that fills your life with love and fulfillment. This makes you less likely to cling to any one person for validation or happiness, and that independence is incredibly attractive. At the end of the day, people miss what they can't have all the time. If your life is full, if your schedule is exciting, if you're constantly leveling up, then your presence becomes a privilege, not a given. And when people feel like they're missing out on something incredible, they will miss you. They will crave your energy, your presence, and the spark you bring into their lives. So don't wait for someone to make your life interesting. Make it interesting for yourself. Build a life so big, so fulfilling, and so exciting that people can't help but feel your absence when you're not there. Because the truth is, when you become the kind of person who doesn't need to be missed, that's exactly when people miss you the most. There is something undeniably intriguing about mystery. The less people know about you, the more they think about you. When you become an open book, available at times, always sharing every thought, feeling, and detail of your life, there is no room for curiosity. And curiosity is what keeps people hooked. If you want to make someone miss you like crazy, you must understand the power of mystery, how to keep just enough hidden to make them crave more. Mystery is not about playing games or being manipulative. It is about maintaining an air of intrigue, keeping certain aspects of yourself reserved, and allowing people to discover you layer by layer. When everything about you is laid out on the table from the start, there is no excitement, no chase, no wonder. But when you reveal things gradually, letting people in little by little, they become deeply engaged. They want to know more, they want to uncover what lies beneath the surface, and that desire keeps you in their thoughts. Think about the most captivating characters in movies, books, or real life. They are not the ones who tell their entire life story the moment they meet someone. Instead, they drop hints, they leave questions unanswered, and they maintain a certain level of enigma. That's what makes them unforgettable. People are naturally drawn to the unknown, to things that require effort to understand. And when you embody that mystery, you become someone who is impossible to forget. One of the most effective ways to cultivate mystery is to control the flow of information you share. You don't have to answer every question in detail. You don't have to explain every action, every plan, or every emotion. When you leave gaps in your story, people start filling them in on their own. They start wondering about you, imagining possibilities, and that alone keeps you in their minds. Instead of telling someone everything about your day, give them just a glimpse. Instead of sharing all your dreams and fears, immediately reveal them over time. Another important aspect of being mysterious is unpredictability. When people can predict your every move, you become ordinary in their eyes. But when you're full of surprises, when you have an element of the unexpected, you become exciting and unforgettable. Change up your routine, try new things, and keep people guessing. If they think they know, you completely prove them wrong by evolving, growing, and introducing new aspects of yourself they never saw coming. Silence is also a powerful tool. You don't always have to respond right away. You don't always have to fill every moment with words. Sometimes the best way to make someone think about you is to create space. Let them wonder where you are, what you're doing, and who you're with. When you disappear for a while, even briefly, people notice your absence. They start missing your presence. But if you are always available, always responding instantly, always there when they expect you to be, they never get the chance to feel that longing. Being a mystery also means maintaining emotional control. It's natural to want to express your feelings openly, but sometimes restraint is more powerful. Let people guess what you're thinking. Let them work a little harder to understand you. When you don't reveal everything too easily, people value your emotions more when you do share them. Finally, confidence is the foundation of mystery. If you seem unsure of yourself, if you overshare out of nervousness or fear of losing someone's interest, you lose the very allure that makes you intriguing. Trust that you are enough just as you are. You don't have to prove yourself to anyone. The right people will be drawn to your energy, to your quiet confidence, and to the sense that there is always more to you than meets the eye. When you master the art of mystery, you don't have to chase people. They will chase you. They will think about you when you're not around. They will replay your words in their minds, and they will feel your absence deeply. Because people always miss what they don't fully understand, what they can't entirely have, and what keeps them wanting more. One of the most powerful ways to make someone miss you like crazy is to actually give them the gift of missing you. That means stepping back, creating space, and allowing them to feel your absence. Too often, people think that being constantly present in someone's life will make them value you more, but the opposite is true. When you are always available, always reaching out, and always present, there is no chance for them to experience what life feels like without you. And if they never feel your absence, how can they truly miss you? Human nature is wired to crave what isn't always within reach. Think about your favorite song, your favorite food, or even a place you love to visit. If you had it all the time, every single day, it would start to lose its specialness. It would become routine, but when something is rare, when it is not easily accessible, it becomes more desirable. This is exactly how emotions work when it comes to relationships, romantic friendships, or even professional connections. The more someone has unlimited access to you, the less they appreciate your presence. But when they have moments where you're not there, that's when they start realizing just how much they value you. The key to making someone miss you is intentional distance. This doesn't mean playing games or disappearing randomly. It means understanding the balance between connection and space. If you're always initiating conversations, always making plans, and always showing up, take a step back. Give them the opportunity to be the one who reaches out. If they never have to wonder where you are or what you're doing, they don't get the chance to miss you. But when you create that little bit of distance, they start thinking about you more. They start wondering why you aren't around, what's keeping you busy, and whether you might be spending time with someone else. And that curiosity makes them crave your presence even more. Another important factor is how you leave people feeling when you're with them. If you want to be missed, you need to make sure your presence is something people want more of. That means bringing positive energy, being fun, inspiring, and making others feel good when they're around you. If every interaction with you is engaging, uplifting, or unforgettable, then when you're gone, they will feel that void. But if your presence is ordinary, predictable, or even draining, people won't necessarily crave it when it's not there. So focus on making each encounter memorable, whether through humor, deep conversations, or simply the way you make people feel important. Timing is another crucial part of giving someone the gift of missing you. Know when to be fully present and when to step back. If you've just had an amazing date, a deep conversation, or a special moment with someone, that's the perfect time to pull away slightly. Let them sit with the emotions of that experience without immediately following up. Let them replay it in their mind, let them feel that excitement linger, and let them be the one to reach out next. If you constantly follow up immediately, you don't give them the space to reflect on how much they enjoyed being with you. Social media and technology have made it easy to be in constant communication, but that's not always a good thing. If you're always responding instantly, always posting every detail of your life, and always giving people direct access to you, there's no mystery, no intrigue. Instead, take breaks from social media. Let them wonder what you're top. Don't always be the first to like, comment, or react. Sometimes being a little less available makes people realize how much they value your presence. At the core of making someone miss you is self-worth. You need to be okay with not always being in control of their feelings. You need to trust that you are enough, that your presence is valuable, and that the right people will naturally feel your absence. Desperation pushes people away, but self-assurance draws them in. When you have the confidence to step back and let people come to you, that's when you truly become unforgettable. So if you want someone to miss you like crazy, don't force it. Simply give them the gift of missing you. Let them feel what it's like when you're not around. Create space, maintain a sense of mystery, and make sure that every moment with you is something worth longing for. Because when you become someone whose absence is felt deeply, you never have to chase. People will always come back to you. Leaving a lasting impression is the key to making someone miss you like crazy. It's not just about being present in their life, it's about making sure that when you're not around, your absence is deeply felt. The truth is, people don't remember what you said as much as they remember how you made them feel. If you want to be unforgettable, you have to create moments, emotions, and experiences that stay with people long after you're gone. The most impactful way to leave a lasting impression is through authenticity. People are drawn to those who are real, raw, and unapologetically themselves. When you are genuine, you create deeper connections, and those connections are what make people think about you even when you're not there. Pretending to be someone you're not or trying too hard to impress others may work temporarily, but it's never truly memorable. What people miss the most are those who make them feel comfortable, inspired, and understood, those who bring a unique energy into their lives. Another way to make yourself unforgettable is to be emotionally impactful. Think about the people who have left the biggest mark on your life. Chances are they evoked strong emotions in you, whether it was laughter, love, motivation, or deep conversations that changed your perspective. If you want someone to miss you, you have to give them an emotional experience they can't get from anyone else. Make them laugh until their stomach hurts, challenge their way of thinking, inspire them to chase their dreams, or make them feel truly seen and valued. When you leave someone with a strong emotional imprint, they will crave that feeling again, and they will associate that feeling with you. It's also important to be unpredictable in the best way. People tend to miss those who bring excitement and surprise into their lives. If every interaction with you is predictable, it doesn't leave much to the imagination. But if you are full of depth, if you bring different perspectives, if you challenge people in a good way, and if you keep things exciting, they will always look forward to your presence and miss it when it's gone. This doesn't mean being inconsistent or unreliable. It simply means keeping a spark of excitement alive in your relationships. Your energy plays a huge role in how people remember you. Have you ever met someone who just lights up a room when they walk in? It's not about their looks, their words, or their status, it's about their aura. When you bring positive energy, confidence, and passion into any situation, people gravitate toward you. They want to be around you, and when you're gone, they feel the void. So focus on radiating the kind of energy that makes people feel alive, inspired, and uplifted. The way you part ways with someone also determines how much they will miss you. Whether it's a short goodbye or a long-term absence, always leave people wanting more. Instead of overstaying in someone's life, exit at the peak of a great moment. Let them associate your departure with something meaningful, something exciting, or something warm. A sudden disappearance with no explanation creates confusion, but leaving on a high note ensures that the last memory they have of you is a positive and powerful one. Lastly, become irreplaceable. Find the thing that makes you your unique sense of humor, your deep conversations, your ability to bring people together, or the way you make someone feel understood, and make it so strong that no one else can replicate it. People don't miss generic, forgettable interactions. They miss one-of-a-kind experiences that they can't find elsewhere. When you master the art of leaving a lasting impression, you don't have to chase anyone. Your presence alone will create a longing, a desire to have you back in their life. And that is how you truly make someone miss you like crazy. Knowing your worth is one of the most powerful things you can do for yourself. It shapes the way you carry yourself, the way you allow others to treat you, and the energy you bring into every relationship. When you truly know your worth, you don't have to beg for attention, chase after people, or prove yourself to anyone. You simply exist in your full power, and that in itself makes you unforgettable. Too often, people seek validation from external sources, relationships, friendships, social media, or even work. They wait for someone else to tell them they are valuable, that they matter, that they are enough. But true self-worth doesn't come from the outside, it comes from within. It's about looking in the mirror and knowing without a doubt that you are worthy of love, respect, and success, not because someone else is so, but because you decide you are. One of the biggest signs of knowing your worth is setting boundaries. When you don't value yourself, you allow people to walk all over you, take you for granted, and drain your energy. But when you have a strong sense of self-worth, you don't tolerate disrespect. You don't stay in places where you're not appreciated. You don't hold on to relationships that make you feel small. Instead, you set clear boundaries and enforce them, not because you're trying to push people away, but because you refuse to let anyone diminish your light. Confidence is another powerful result of knowing your worth. When you walk into a room, people can sense your energy before you even say a word. If you know you are valuable, you carry yourself differently. You stand tall, you speak with certainty, and you don't shrink yourself to make others comfortable. Confidence is magnetic. It makes people take notice. And when you exude self-assurance, you leave an impression that lingers in people's minds long after you're gone. Knowing your worth also means refusing to settle. Whether it's in relationships, friendships, or career opportunities, you understand that you deserve the best and you're willing to wait for it. People who don't recognize their worth often accept less than they deserve because they fear they won't find better. But when you know your value, you don't lower your standards just to keep someone in your life. You trust that the right people, the right opportunities, and the right experiences will come to you because you refuse to accept anything less. One of the most beautiful things about self-worth is that it creates distance when necessary. When someone doesn't see your value, when they don't appreciate your presence, you don't beg them to stay. You don't chase after them trying to prove that you are good enough. Instead, you let them go. Because you understand that their inability to recognize your worth does not define you. You are still whole. You are still powerful. And you know that the right people will see your light without you having to convince them. It's also important to understand that knowing your worth doesn't mean arrogance or thinking you are better than others. True self-worth comes from a place of peace, not ego. It means loving yourself fully while still being kind, humble, and open to growth. It means acknowledging your strengths while also being aware of your flaws and embracing yourself completely, flaws and all. At the end of the day, the way you see yourself sets the tone for how others see you. If you don't believe in your own value, it will reflect in the way you act, speak, and carry yourself. But when you own your worth, when you move through life with unwavering confidence, people can't help but take notice. They respect you more, they admire you more, and when you're gone, they miss you because someone who knows their worth is truly unforgettable. So never forget who you are, never shrink yourself for anyone, and most importantly, never let anyone make you question your value. You are already enough, exactly as you are.